Welcome viewer to today's episode. If you're a fan of horror and creepy stories, you're in the right place. Our channel specializes in sharing bone-chilling tales that will keep you up at night. Get ready to immerse yourself in a world of terror and suspense. Ever since humankind has been able to go out of the world to space, there have been numerous questions as to whether there is life outside of Earth, and though it seems like conspiracists are always at their best to deny it, this video might just put your doubt to rest.
This is proof that aliens exist. Okay, so there was a former employee of Area 51 that called into a radio show saying this. It might be one of the most disturbing phone calls you'll ever hear. And let me know what you think of it.
So give us something quick. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. The disasters that are coming, the government knows about them. There's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now aren't. But they're not doing anything. They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
No one ever figures they would find anything creepy in kiddies' shows. This is because they are kids and the smallest things can creep them out. But even with this video clip, the strongest of adults will find it disgusting and disturbing. So what is it doing in a kiddies' show?
Here's some of the most disturbing moments in kids' TV shows. Part 3. In the Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu saga, there is a scene where Evil Buu and Good Buu fight each other. Evil Buu wins and absorbs Good Buu, causing him to transform into Super Buu. One of the men blown back from the explosion, Smitty, attempts to shoot Super Buu after being spotted, but ultimately fails to hurt him. Super Buu then does something no one was expecting. Super Buu turns into a sludge and forces his way down Smitty's throat, causing him to expand until he explodes.
What would be the motivation for a murderer to kill 8 people in a mass murder attempt? Well, no one knows in this case, but the house where it took place still stands. Care to find out why?
This is one of the most gruesome and brutal mass murders in history. In the sleepy town of Villisca, Iowa, a gruesome and unsolved mystery haunts the community to this day. On the night of June 9, 1912, 8 people were brutally murdered in their beds with an axe. Among the victims were 6 children, ranging in age from 5 to 12 years old. The killer left no fingerprints and no clues, and the motive for the murders remains a mystery to this day. Despite multiple suspects and investigations over the years, the case remains unsolved. Many in Villisca still believe that the murderer's spirit lingers in the town, haunting those who dare to investigate the case or even visit the old house where the murders took place. The house where the murders took place still stands abandoned to this day, and many visitors report feeling a heavy, oppressive atmosphere and hearing strange noises in the night when they visit the area. So be careful if you find yourself in the area, because...
What did it really feel like when the Titanic sank? No one can really say they know, but with this video, that looks like something close to how the Titanic really sank. You might be close to having the experience in reality.
These are videos humans were never meant to see, part 18. Okay, so we all know how the Titanic sank. And we've seen simulations of what it would look like if you were there. But I'm here to tell you they aren't correct. The video I'm about to show you shows exactly what it was like when the Titanic sank, and it's extremely disturbing and scary. Also, keep in mind, this water is extremely cold.
There are deadly diseases, and then there are the deadliest diseases the world has seen yet, and these are some of them. With a mortality rate of 1%, these diseases are sure to take even the strongest immune systems out.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 worst diseases. Number 3. Smallpox. The most deadly disease in human history with the estimated 300 to 500 million deaths. You might imagine how much more worse could diseases get, but it's truly apparent with. Number 2. Ebola. Starting with vomiting and fever, but failure of blood vessels under the skin follows short after, making your skin look dead. With an average fatality rate of 83%, Ebola is not something you ever want to have the displeasure of coming in contact with. Number 1. Rabies. With a fatality rate of 100%, the moment any symptoms show, you can be sure of certain death. Not to mention going out with the symptoms of aggression, hallucinations, seizures, being able to ingest any liquid, and finally, brain death. The only upside to rabies is a 2 to 3 month incubation period. If you can predict before you have it, you can live. If you show one symptom, say goodbye.
What are the most horrible ways to die? What way would you like to die when you eventually do? Certainly not any of these ways. No one should wish these gruesome deaths on anyone.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Top 3 most painful torture methods. Number 3. The heretic's fork. The heretic's fork was a torture method made up by the Catholic priest, utilized for anyone who had the guts to speak out or not agree with their religion. Their victims' hands were tied behind their backs, while sharp forks impaled from their chin to their chest. They were forced to look up to God while it was almost impossible to speak. Number 2. Kneel hauling. During the 18th century, rival pirates, unwilling to share their wealth, would be thrown overboard and strapped to the boat. Sharp barnacles would shred their skin apart, while blood attracted hungry sharks below. I'm sure you know what happens. Number 1. Flaying. Also known as being skinned alive. In biblical times, a knife would slice the victim from wrist to wrist and down the chest, leaving muscles and organs exposed. It was said to feel like burning lava. They were so accurate with each cut, the victim could be kept alive in agonizing pain for anywhere from 3 to 5 days.
The greatest danger usually happens when no one is suspecting. Well, lucky for this young girl. She was her sharpest and bravest, and this danger does not get to her.
Creepiest video caught on Ring Camera PT.15.
Hi, Lauren. I'm on my way home right now. I'll be out soon, okay? No, please come open the door. There's a bobcat and I want to come in. Please. Is anyone home? My mom, I don't know where my mom, I think my mom's at home and I saw it. No, you stay right there. We're going to be home in 1 minute. You stay right there. Okay. I want my mom. It's fine. Just stay there, okay? We're literally putting you on the way. Okay. Can you call my mom? Yes, I will definitely do that. As soon as I get you in my house safe, I will call you back. I'm almost there. I'm right by the car. I'm almost there.
This is a true horrifying story of black magic, demons and whatnot. If you're a fan of horror movies, here's a real-life story for you.
We're back on track. This is a true horrifying story, part 18. This story took place in Sharjah, UAE in the year 2011. For those who don't know what black magic is pretty much witchcraft and a process used to summon demons and then come to an agreement to harm a certain individual. Majid, an 18-year-old back then, lived in his parents' home. They all recently moved to a new location after purchasing a new house. The house was big, but it was not new. 3 families have previously lived inside that house, and not one of those families was able to live longer than a year inside that house. Though no negative reviews were made about that house before Majid's father purchased it. After a month of moving furniture, Majid's finally able to sleep in his own bedroom. On the first night, a nightmare awakens Majid. He reads his prayers and he goes back to sleep. The next day, Majid is awakened from his sleep again, dreaming the exact same dream. He reads his prayers and he goes back to sleep. The same thing would happen every single night for 3 months. He gives up and he goes to tell his father about the nightmare situation. What is the dream? His father asks him. I see a 3-year-old child guiding me to the water tank behind the house. And when we both reach the water tank, we're both attacked by a big black dog. That's what I've been dreaming every single night, says Majid. And indeed, there is a huge water tank at the back of the house. And Majid never thought of checking it out. Majid and his father both read their prayers and they go to that tank. There's a big lid on the top of the tank that is shut tight. They open the lid and they see nothing inside but clear water. Majid notices a white bag sealed tight thrown all the way deep inside that tank. They manage to get it out and they find out this was black magic that was placed deep inside that tank for many years, harming a child. Inside the bag, they found human hair. The black dog in the dream represents a demonic presence near that water tank. After an Islamic procedure of undoing the black magic, the child that was potentially harmed should be free. And Majid never got the dream again after that day. Until now, he has no idea who that child was. And why did that child try to contact Majid specifically? And is this child dead or alive?
And that concludes our journey in the realm of horror. Remember to share this video with your fellow thrill seekers, but be warned, you never know what might be lurking in the darkness. Thanks for watching, and may you never experience the terror we've explored today.